We're going to be looking at the heating elements in an infrared heater. Most people think that all heating elements within an infrared heater are the same, and they're not. There are two different types. You have one which is called PTC, looks like this. It stands for positive temperature coefficient. It looks like a ceramic space heater. A ceramic space heater is actually known as NTC, negative temperature coefficient. So they aren't the same. So this is positive temperature coefficient. This is an infrared heating element. Then you have quartz infrared heating element. Quartz means glass, and they look like this. Quartz makes more heat than PTC does. In fact, my quartz heating element makes almost twice as much heat using the same amount of electricity as PTC. Let's look real quick at the evolution of heating elements. The first infrared heating element actually screwed in, and when it got hot it glowed red, and they started calling them infrared. The second one is like this, the second version, and it has leads coming out of each end. The ceramic is affixed to the glass. These were lasting an average of 2 to 3 years. The next version is this, and here you see that the ceramic actually separates from the glass. And it's sort of like the incandescent light bulb. When you turn it on, it has a little filament in it. When you turn the light switch on and the bulb gets hot, that metal expands. You turn the light switch off, it cools down and it contracts. And that filament inside the light bulb is metal, and by expanding and contracting enough, eventually it breaks. The same principle is this. There's plenty of give, so when it gets hot and cold, it can expand and contract and will last much longer. These were lasting an average of 3 to 5 years. Almost all quartz infrared heaters that are 1500 watts have 6 of these in them. Now if you could look carefully, you see it's white at the end of the bulb there, at the end of the wire. That means it's ready to break off. Almost all the time when a quartz heating element goes bad, it breaks off at the end. Hardly ever does it break off on the inside, almost always at the end. As you see with my heating elements, there's a thick piece of metal on there. So these aren't going to break off nearly as quick. They do expand like the others. We do use a different type of metal on the inside that will last much longer and makes way more heat using less electricity. As I mentioned earlier, most quartz heating elements are like this, and these are rated to last an average of 20,000 hours. Mine are actually rated to last 40,000 hours, twice as long. Most people sell these bulbs for $15.95. That's $16. So to replace all 6 of these is about $100. Mine I sell for $10, and you only need 4. That's $40. So it's $100 to replace these and only $40 to replace mine. Also, as far as ease of replacing them, these are hardwired. You see the wires, they go to terminal blocks, and you need to keep track of what wire goes on what screw, and if you mess it up, you could ruin the heater. With mine, it's easy. It's plug and play is what I call it. You just unplug the ends, take the old one out, slide the new one in, plug it back on. Very easy to do.